This episode of D News was proudly made possible by the all-new 2015 Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru. A new experiment finds that leftover pasta could actually be healthier for you than fresh pasta. Science is amazing. Hey guys, Tara here for D News, and as a fellow lover of food and perpetual crash dieter, I cannot tell you how happy I was to read this story today. But before I get into it, I want to mention that what I'm about to talk about is not a scientific article or a peer-reviewed study. It's from a British television program called Trust Me, I'm a Doctor, and it features a group of scientists doing an experiment who found that reheating pasta actually makes it healthier for you. Sounds crazy, but here's how it works. Pasta is a carbohydrate, right? And like all carbohydrates, when you eat it, it gets broken down by your body into simple sugars and absorbed. And that in turn causes your blood glucose to spike. In response to that spike, your body produces a rush of insulin to stabilize your glucose levels and bring them back down to normal. So foods with a lot of sugar, like sweets or refined carbs, will cause very intense spikes in your blood glucose levels. Foods that are rich in fiber, though, will still raise your blood glucose levels, but in a much more gradual manner. So instead of this, it'll be more like this. And that's part of the reason fiber is so good for you. That's where the experiment comes in. The idea is that by cooking pasta and then cooling it down, you're changing the structure of the carbohydrates and transforming them into something called resistant starch, meaning it's resistant to the particular enzymes in your stomach that break down carbs and release them in the form of glucose. So essentially, our body is treating the pasta more like fiber than it is carbs, which also means that you're absorbing fewer calories. But of course, a lot of people aren't really into cold pasta. So the scientists thought, well, what if you cooked pasta, cooled it down, and then heated it back up again? Up until now, they assumed it would just go back to its original state, but nobody knew for sure. So for this episode, they did just that. Scientists had 3 groups of volunteers eat either hot pasta, cold pasta, or pasta that had been cooled down and then heated up again. Afterwards, they gave blood samples every 15 minutes for 2 hours to see how the pasta had affected their blood glucose levels. And all of them started this experiment with empty stomachs. As expected, the hot, fresh pasta caused people's blood glucose and insulin to spike, whereas the cold pasta caused a significantly smaller spike. But what was unexpected is that the pasta that had been reheated, which they assumed would cause a spike similar to that of hot, fresh pasta, actually caused an even smaller spike than the cold pasta. In fact, reheated pasta reduced the rise in blood glucose levels by 50%, which has enormous implications for health and especially for people living with diabetes. Even the research team that conducted this experiment was blown away by the findings, and the next step, they say, is to see if adding more resistant starch like this to one's diet over time can actually improve the blood results of someone with diabetes. What do you guys think? Are you into leftovers? I'm gonna be honest, reheated pasta sounds kind of weird, but I do love a good pasta salad. You can let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, thank you guys for watching.